Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Video Update. Well, first up, I want to talk about the new movie Rebooth remake of the 90s classic called Don't Tell Mom That the Babysitter is Dead. Well, I just watched the trailer. Well, first up, I didn't know. No, I didn't know that they have created a reboot remake of that movie until I was searching on YouTube and I wrote, "Don't tell mom that the babysitter is dead," and boom, there it was, a picture and a link of the trailer from the 2024 version of the 19th classic. So I was curious and I watched the trailer. And here's the bad news. This new reboot was almost the same as the 90s. Yeah. Well, you see that the mom is away and she hired a babysitter. And well, the babysitter is a living hell because it's an old woman and she's very scary. And before mom says goodbye and leaves, she tells the babysitter, "Here's the rules, and here's some money that you can buy food and groceries, and and the rules, and that." Yeah. And after that, the mom says goodbye. And the babysitter is a nice person at the beginning. Yeah. But when the mom leaves, then she becomes like the devil. Yeah. And she ordered the kids around. And the kids doesn't like that. No, they don't want a babysitter because they want to spend the summer, the 2 months, alone and do summer things with their friends. Yeah. And well, also there are some other things that happens in the new reboot, but I didn't like it. No, I didn't like the new reboot. I watched the trailer and that's it. I will not watch the movie because I didn't like the trailer. No. And well, also the 90s version with Christina Applegate is much better. Yeah, it's much funnier and much better than the 2024 Rebooth remake. And also, I'm a huge Christina Applegate fan. Yeah. And well, the 90s, you see that the mom is going away for 2 months, and the kids think that, oh, we're going to stay home alone for 2 months and have parties and invite our friends, and But the mom organized a babysitter. And you see Christine Applegate. She opens the door because the babysitter is ringing at the door, and she asks, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm the babysitter." And that Christine Applegate, what? And then she closes the door and goes to her mom and talks to her mom, and her mom tells, "Oh, yeah, that's the babysitter, and she's going to stay here when I'm away, and she's going to take care of you." Yeah, and the babysitter is a nice old woman. Yeah, until the mom is left for the vacation or whatever she's going on. Yeah, and then the babysitter turns into a witch, an old, grumpy, angry woman. And the kids have their nightmare ready for them. Yeah. So also, and also the scene where you see the in the 90s, you see that the babysitter goes into the room to the older brother, the older son, Kenny, Kenny's room. And in that room, she sees pictures, posters of naked women. And she sees also some other things that she is, scared of when she opens the door, and then and next morning the kids tells the older sister, we don't like the babysitter, we don't like her at all, we wish her to leave. And then you see Christina Applegate goes into the room, knock on the door, and goes into the room where the babysitter is. And she finds the babysitter sitting in a chair in the room. And, Christina Applegate is telling her that we don't like you and what you do because you are very strict at the kids, and. And then, no response. And then she walks front of the chair and find out that the babysitter is dead. Because, when she walks into the room to Kenny, the older brother, that's the reason she died. Because she saw all these crazy things in his room, posters of naked women. Well, I think one of the posters was with Samantha Fox, if I'm not mistaken, and there were some other posters there with other naked women. So, and also the other stuff that she saw in there. That's the reason she died. And in the Rebooth, they find the babysitter on the floor, dead. They changed it. Oh, you have to lie on the floor, dead. But I didn't like the Rebooth remake. No. Well, I love the version with Christina Applegate, because that version is much better, much funnier, much interesting to watch, and I love that movie, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I've just been watching it for a little while ago on streaming on HBO. HBO. I find the Don't Tell Mom That the Babysitter is Dead with Christina Applegate. I find it there. So I watched it just a moment ago. Before I created this video. So I can watch that movie many times. At least maybe a couple of times a year. Because I love that movie. And Rebooth Remake 2024? No. So if I'm going to give them stars, the 90 version, I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10 stars. And the 2024 Remake Rebooth, 1 out of 10 stars. So that's what I think about the Rebooth Remake. I didn't like it at all. It's not because it's the kids, the kids and the people there are black. No. It's not that. No. It's the movie in itself. It isn't because the people that are in the movie are black. Oh, you're a racist? No. I don't know. I don't have problems with black people. No, I don't. Well, these are people as well. Yeah, like you and I. So, so, well, why? Yeah, why did they create a Rebooth remake? Why? Why couldn't it leave the 90 movie alone? Yeah, well, because the Christina Applegate's version is a phenomenon, classic, and it's a great, awesome movie to watch. Yeah. Well, you see that Christina Applegate plays this older sister, and she's home alone for 2 months with her younger sister and brothers, and her, yeah, and they they are there with the babysitter, but the babysitter died, and they put the babysitter in a casket, and they drive away to this place and deliver the casket with a note, and then they go into the store to buy some food, some groceries, but it's not money in the bag. So they thought, oh, maybe the babysitter has to hide the money. So they drive back at home and they mess around in the room where the babysitter was. They search the room after the money and they find a little money, and then they go to store. But they didn't buy that much because they didn't have lots of money. So then she says to the brother, Kenny, oh, we have to get a job. And the flip a pizza. They throw the pizza box in the air and it flips. And then Christina Applegate has to find a job to earn the money. And while she works at this first place selling hamburgers and hot dogs, and she quits because she has to clean the items that they use in this place. It's just like McDonald's, Burger King, like that. And she quits that job and she started in a job with an office, and yeah, I love that movie from the 90s. So the 2024 does not exist in my books. No. And over to Masters of the Universe. Yeah, Masters of the Universe 2026. There's something wrong here. Well, how many times do I have to say it? When he raised his sword, like so, he doesn't say, I have the power. No. He say, when he raises the sword, by the power of Grayskull. And then he did this with the sword. I have the power. And then he point the sword at Cringer, thunder and lightning, and boom, he is Battlecat. And also, thunder and lightning, when he says, I have the power, you see that he turns into He-Man. Yeah, also. But he don't say, I have the power at first, because when he says that line, where did he get the power from? People start wondering. Because he says, I have the power. Yeah. Where did he get the power from? Did he get the power from Skeletor? Did he get the power from an alien or a creature? Or maybe get the power from the king or the queen? No. So when he say, by the power of Grayskull, then people knew, oh, it's a Grayskull that gave him the power. Okay. Yeah. So that's wrong in the trailer. And also, where is Orko? The little guy with the pointy ears and the hat, and he has the letter O on his chest. Yeah, where is he? And also, where is Battle Cat? You know, we didn't see him in the trailer, but we saw Cringer. Yeah, we also saw Cringer. But where is Battle Cat? Oh, we can't afford. No, we can't afford to have Battle Cat and Orko in our movie. So we're gonna have Cringer. Yeah, we're gonna have the normal cat in this movie instead. So we cannot see Battle Cat or Orko because we don't have the money. So the question is, why did you make this movie when you don't have the money to create the Battle Cat and Orko? Yeah. Well, also, the palace. Yeah, the palace, the castle, the palace where the king and queen lives isn't the same. No. When you are looking at the 80s, yeah, the cartoon, the animated show from the 80s, yeah, it didn't look the same as the 80s castle. No, it didn't. And also, the bridge. Well, it isn't a bridge. The castle standing there and it's a bridge, long bridge like so. No, it's wrong. And with the statues, you see all the statues there at this bridge that stands along there. That's also wrong. Yeah. And well, also, that the Castle Grayskull, yeah. It's the right castle. It looks like Castle Grayskull. But here's the problem. The Castle Grayskull used to be green. Yeah. And there's no bridge till the Castle Grayskull from the palace. No, it's not. Because they use other transportation to drive over there to Castle Grayskull. And you see the door, the castle, the door on the castle. Yeah, it stands so when it closed, and boom, and you see that He-Man and his friends walks in to Castle Grayskull. Yeah. So, and also the place, yeah, the place, you see the trailer. It doesn't feel like the 80s because in that world, on that planet Eternia, there are some creatures, there's some monsters that also are there, lives there. And some nice creatures, and some bad creatures and monsters, and create a movie, of the Masters of the Universe without Battle Cat and Orko isn't a Masters of the Universe at all. It's just a regular movie. Yeah. And also one of the parts I didn't like in this movie is that, we're gonna send him to Earth and he's gonna be raised by Earth people. Yeah, just like Superman. Superman, they send him to planet Earth because the planet Krypton is in danger and the planet is exploding, and that's why they're sent the Kal-El to Earth. It's just like that. Oh, I'm going to send you to Earth because, when we're going to send you to Earth, then Skeletor and the other people cannot get you. Yeah. So it's just like that. And also, yeah, you also, Prince Adam didn't get raised on Earth. he was born on Eternia as a little baby, and when he was a little baby, you saw Skeletor and Hordak. Well, they tried to kidnap both of them, but they only got one of them instead. They got Adora, He-Man's and Prince Adam's twin sister. And well, he was raised by his parents, and he didn't know that he has a twin sister, because the parents didn't tell him, until the day where the sorceress was sleeping, and it was night, and she has a dream, and she dreamed about when Adora was kidnapped by Hordak. Yeah, and then a mysterious sword appears in Castle Grayskull. And the sorcerer, got a message that this sword belongs to a person that lives in another world. And you must find a way to deliver that sword. And, she contacts Prince Adam, and Prince Adam and Cringer, they come to Castle Grayskull, and the sorcerer tell him and them that you have to go to, the place where Hordak and deliver the sword to a person there. Yeah. And, Prince Adam and Cringer goes there, and, and then you see that in the secret of the sword. Yeah. Then, Prince Adam, He-Man, finds out that he has a twin sister. So, well, it didn't feel, a Master of the Universe trailer didn't feel like He-Man at all. You saw that they sent him to Earth, just like Superman. Yeah, Superman was sent to Earth, and then the planet Krypton exploded. It's just like that. And he has to find his way home. He finds the sword at the end, and then he goes home with Teela, because Teela picked him up. You saw in the trailer. And he works in an office on the planet Earth. That's wrong, because he didn't grow up on Earth. He grew up on the Eternia, the planet Eternia. And when Prince Adam grows up, he gets to know, Cringer. Yeah, and they become good friends. And they grow up together, and when he becomes He-Man, you see Cringer becomes Battle Cat, and they have fun, and So he didn't on Earth. No, he didn't get raised on Earth. No, but his mom, the Queen, is from Earth, but not He-Man or Prince Adam, because Prince Adam is and is from Eternia. So that's wrong also there. Yeah. So why did they create an Earth story about He-Man? Why? Why couldn't it be Eternia? Oh, we see He-Man was born on Eternia, and he was raised there. And boom, later on he got to know Cringer, and boom, he also become He-Man. Now, we have to have an Earth story. So that's wrong. He isn't raised on planet Earth. So get your fucking story straight, okay? To the people that create this movie. He's raised on Eternia, another planet. So these people that created this movie don't know anything about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. No, They don't know the story. They don't know the history or the plot. Okay, let's create a Master of the Universe movie. Oh, we have a guy named He-Man that used to be Prince Adam. Okay, let's put him on planet Earth when he was a little kid and let him get raised on planet Earth by the Earth parents. Just like Superman, you know? He got sent to planet Earth because the planet Krypton was in danger and it's supposed to explode. It's just like him. It's just like Superman, you know? And then later on, you see that Clark Kent gonna find out that he's a little different from the other kids at school and other people on Earth. Yeah. And then he find out he has some powers and he can fly and he's stronger than anyone else, you know. So also this movie, Masters of the Universe, the trailer, the trailer look awesome, amazing, but the movie is gonna fail. Yeah. Well, just like Power Rangers, Power Rangers 2017. Well, people all around the world was excited. Oh, Power Rangers, good! Now we're gonna get the Power Rangers movie. Yeah, well, they saw the trailer. Yeah, they were, excited about the power suit, the Mega Sword, Alpha, Zordon, Rita, and Goldar. Yeah, until they saw the movie. Oh, is this the movie we got? 1.5 hour? And then they got the power suit? Yeah. 90 minutes of the Power Rangers movie, 2017. Then they got the power suits. And the last half hour of the movie, they fight. Rita Repulsa, Goldar, yeah. So there's too many wrong with the Power Rangers 2017. The design of the creatures, the power suits, the Megazord, and it's wrong. So also the Power Rangers people that created that movie 2017, no, they didn't know the story, the plot, or the history of Power Rangers. No. They just, oh, we heard about Power Rangers. Okay, there's 5 teenagers with power suits and Megazords, and let's create that. And they changed a lot in that movie. Just like Masters of the Universe, because Prince Adam isn't from planet Earth. No, he's from Eternia. I know it. Yeah, I know it because I grown up with the show from the 80s. Yeah. Well, I have seen the 80s show, and I've also seen the show that started late 80s, beginning at the 90s. Well, the new adventures of He-Man. Yeah. And also I have seen the He-Man from 2000, the beginning of 2000. Yeah, I've seen that on YouTube. And also I have seen He-Man on Netflix between 21 and 24. Yeah. And there, he isn't on planet Earth. He's always on the planet Eternia, So get your story straight. Yeah. When you want to create a movie about a cartoon, get your story straight. And get to know the history and the story and the plot of that cartoon. And don't create a fake trailer as you did. Because you want to trick the fans and make this trailer as wonderful, perfect, awesome as it was. Well, you did that when you created Power Rangers 2017. Yeah. And afterwards, the movie failed. Yeah. And last, where are Orko and Battlecat? They're not in this movie. So it's not a Masters of the Universe movie at all. No? Well, because we don't have the money to create Orko or Battlecat. Yeah. And why did you create this? What did you create this ridiculous Earth story for? Oh, Prince Adam is raised on planet Earth. Oh, we gotta send him there. Yeah. So don't create any Rebooth remake. As you're gonna do with Blake 7, Blake 7 from the 70s, that the technology that they had back then in the 70s don't work now. No, they don't work. Well, even if they try create a new Rebooth remake of Blake 7, it will not work because the special effects and the CGI that they used in the 70s will not work now because the technology is much different these days than we had back then, And also, if they use too much CGI, it feels like you are watching a TV game, a computer game, just like Guardians of the Galaxy, the second movie. There's a scene there that is almost like a video game. Yeah. When I saw the second movie for a couple of years ago, I thought that, am I playing a video game? How I just put a PlayStation 2 game on my PlayStation machine? It felt like that because CGI, it can ruin the movie because all the people, all the people that create movies and TV shows these days are obsessed and desperate with CGI. So they use much CGI that they can create in this movie or TV shows. So that's why people find movies not interested these days, because it's too much CGI and special effects that ruins it. Ruin the excitement and ruin the time to watch movies or TV shows. Yeah. And also at the end, take a cartoon and create a live action movie doesn't work. Well, you see the gem and the holograms that they created. Well, they took the cartoon and made it to a live action. Yeah, at the beginning of the cartoon, you see that gem and holograms are at this place. They're having a party, and then you see Jerrica Benton tells a story of the funeral they were on. Yeah, because her father died. That's the start of the TV show. And you see this in the movie, the cartoon movie, because they combine all the first parts, the 5 parts or something, into a movie. Yeah. And it starts that they're on a party and she tells you the story, how it begins, and and we'll also create. No, it doesn't work. So stop. Yeah, stop creating live action movies of cartoons. It doesn't work. And gem and holograms is the proof. Yeah, it's the proof that it will not work. That's it. Yeah, that's it for now. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And if you have watched this video till the end, hashtag remakes and rebooths sucks. Hashtag remake, rebooths sucks. Yeah. And bye. And also at the end, where the heck are Orko and Battlecat? Why didn't we see them in the trailer? Well, the Terminator. Yeah, everyone was exciting about the Terminator. Excited. Terminator Dark Fate. But, the trailer, they dropped too many trailers, and people start wondering, where are John Connor? They didn't show John Connor in the trailer until they saw the movie. The first minutes of the movie, when you see John Connor, and then he got shot, killed. And then people said to themselves, well, I don't want to watch the entire movie because, John Connor, the star of the Terminator, is dead. So why do we have to watch the entire movie for when he died? So then we go. Then you see the people walk out the room because they wasn't interested to watch the entire movie when John Connor got killed. No. And, where is Orko and Battlecat? Oh, we don't have any money to create them. We have only money to create Cringer. So all the people, you have to deal with Cringer now. Yeah. And that he says, I have the power, and that's it, and that's the reason he becomes He-Man. That's wrong. Because he raised his sword, like so, by the power of Grayskull. Then he held his sword like this. I have the power. And then he pointed the sword at Cringer and tells him, no, he didn't tell him, but he pointed the sword at Cringer, and then thunder and lightning, and boom, he becomes Battlecat. Yeah. So that's what's happened. And that's the reason they forgot it in the movie. They didn't have it in the movie. They have only I have the power because they think that's the easy part. But that's not enough. So where did he get the power from? Yeah, I have the power. And also, Adam Glenn and him/he. That's a joke. So I don't think so that this movie will survive. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this movie will be a huge success and all the people will love it. Or maybe everyone will, turn against it because they don't like it. Well, we have to wait and see, because this movie gonna have a premiere in June 2026. So we have to find and see how it goes. So that's it for now. Bye.